All right, welcome back, Statesman Nation. Today we're sitting down with head coach of women's softball, Lauren North. Coach, thank you for joining us. So kind of getting into this preseason interview, since day one when you took over, what kind of things have you implemented into the team, and what kind of players have you been searching for to join the team since that time?
I think just building the relationships has been number one. When you take over for someone that has been here for 20 years, there's sometimes some nervousness or some fears, and I wanted to make sure that we, continued with the relationships with our current team, with our alumni, and the recruits that had already had a connection with William Penn. And so the relationships for me are super important. We've spent a lot of time just with our current team, just developing trusting relationships, and to get them to trust us so we can trust them, so they can go out and perform. So I think that's one of the big things. I think also is just the girls have really embraced just kind of a different philosophy on preparing for the season, and a big part of that is just getting into really good softball shape. They've hit the weight room really well, and then just kind of a looking at the season and working backwards approach to preparing for the season in terms of getting ready physically, getting ready mentally, taking care of like our classes and all the outside noise as well. And so just being really organized so that when we step on the field this weekend that their heads are clear and they're ready to play softball. And then I think just that competitive spirit has really been a focus for us as well. We've got really good softball players on our team, and just trying to, like, internally on our team create some healthy competition so that they are earning a spot and working really hard, but also just pushing their teammates. I always joke that, like, my lineup cards are really messy, and umpires can attest to that, but I play a lot of kids, and so we want our team to really embrace the team mentality and the role that they have on any particular game or day or inning or pitch or whatever that is. And so they've done a fantastic job of that, is really embracing that team mentality so far. We'll see when we actually start playing games, but it's been fun to see them really compete, just inter squad, and push each other and earn spots, and then just really embrace the role that we've put on them every day. And so just that team mentality is something that we've really tried to emphasize, and I think it's going to pay off. So yeah. And then on the recruiting side, just it's going well, but we want to obviously recruit quality softball players, but people that want to be here, people that take pride in William Penn and see the special things that we have here in our program that we've had in the past, and continue those pipelines that Coach Christner has had for a long time, and but then just also just continue the relationships that I've had with recruits in the past, and get those good quality people that are competitive, they want to win, but just kind of fit in with our philosophy of the team culture and relationships and stuff like that.
Yep, so going off of that, talking about the team, maybe want to highlight some of the impact players who you have on the team and who the fans will be seeing this year.
Yeah. Well, I think returners, obviously Chelsea Huff in the circle, first team all conference last year, and she'll have the ball on Friday. We're going to try to go and get a win and give her the ball. She's got the most experience and the most success so far. So, Chelsea looks really sharp right now. She's in really good game shape, and she's obviously super competitive. So that's really exciting. And everybody knows if you have good pitching, then a lot of things can happen. And so, Chelsea's going to have the ball. And then also in the circle, Emily Bryant, she had an injury this fall, but she worked her way back. She had the second most innings last year, so it comes with a lot of experience. She's a lefty, which is always nice to have on your pitching staff. So looking for Emily to kind of ease into the season here a little bit and give us some experience and a different look. And then we've got some newcomers in the pitching position that I'm super excited about. Tori Smith is a freshman, and she's pretty decent. So she's going to give us some depth there. And then we've also got, a few others, Janaea Lopez, Kara Dunham, Crystal Warren. They're going to eat up some innings for us and really give us some depth in that position. So we also have two others that are dressing varsity, Madison Tracy and Abby Thompson. Now they're going to probably play, they're going to work in at first base and hit for us, but they also can throw the ball pretty well. So that's exciting. Other impact players that, we've got two all-conference outfielders and Abby Wilson and Allie Stewart coming back, and so they'll give us a lot of experience in the outfield. They're left-handed hitters, slappers. They have a lot of speed on the bases, so they've really embraced my philosophy of being aggressive on the bases, so that's pretty exciting. Our middle is really, really good. We've got, Charlie and Nye, who are returners and give us a lot of experience, and so we're really solid up the middle with our pitchers with Chelsea and Emily with a lot of experience, and then shortstop and second base with Charlie and Nye, and then Abby Wilson. So that's really important, and we're just kind of building off of that and filling in. Our catching position is going to be all new this year. Right now we've got freshmen Layla Smith and junior Rebecca Warren. So they've just done a great job. And then Maddie Pierce is kind of our third right there, but brings a ton of energy. And the bullpen catcher is just as important to me as the starting catcher. They do so much work in there, and so Maddie she's going to play that role for us right off the bat, but it's super important, and she knows that. And so I'm really proud of our catching staff and how they've handled our diverse pitching staff, and so I'm excited about that. Layla brings a lot of talent behind the plate, and she'll also work in at third base and brings some power at the bat. So, and Lila and Tori, they're freshman twins, and so they pitcher catcher combo. It's pretty fun to see that. But yeah, we've got some speed, which is super exciting with my offensive style with Abby Wilson, and Zoe Jones has a lot of speed out there. We've got Crystal Warren and Becca Warren are both slappers, and they put the ball in play a lot. So yeah, we've got an experienced group, and they've really embraced the competitiveness this year, so they're excited to get out there and compete right now. But we've got a lot of newcomers that have filled in a lot of the gaps that we were needing as well.
So a good mix of a little old and new there.
Yeah.
So it'd be good for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Now going down into the schedule here, you guys have this tournament come up, a bunch of non-conference games before you get into Heart Play. You just kind of want to go over some of those bigger non-conference games?
Yeah, so right out of the chute, it's going to be competitive. We start Friday, and we start off with Doane, and just scouting them a little bit, similar to how we were last year in terms of records. So it'll be good to get out and compete against kind of a similar talented group for us. And then our second game on Friday is against Northwestern, and they're ranked preseason number 15 in the country. So that's going to be really fun and
good test. Yeah,
it will be, and we love that. We want to go out and see what we're made of and compete and see where we need to be. And then we get up Saturday morning, and we turn right around and play Midland, who's ranked preseason number 10 in the nation. So that'll be really fun to get up and do that on Saturday morning, and then we'll finish up with Dort on Saturday before we head home. So, we're kind of going in. We think we're going to be pretty good. We think we're prepared, but you never really know until you get out there. But girls are excited. We're wanting to compete against somebody else other than ourselves right now. So. And
then as you look a little deeper into the schedule, getting that Heart Play, how do you expect that to go, and how do you see the Heart Play being this year?
Well, I don't really have any expectations. We're trying to worry about ourselves. We're trying to control the controllables, and do what we can do to compete and stay healthy, and really have a good chunk of our preseason. To help us get ready for that Heart Conference, because that's really what it's all about. Our goal is to make the postseason, first to get to the conference tournament, which we were just short of last year, but then to really compete and try to make a regional. And so it really comes down to how we perform in the Heart Conference and the conference tournament. And so up until then, we're going to try to play a lot of kids, get a lot of experience, learn a lot, obviously new system and new philosophy. And so really learn those game-like situations so that when we do enter the Heart that we're really prepared and kind of know what our lineup is going to be and go out and compete. But, the Heart is really really competitive. It's arguably probably one of the best conferences in the country. So there's some giants that we'll be up against, right here, it's Grandview and Mount Mercy and Baker and Central Methodist. So it's no secret, but we I think we can compete with them, and we want to compete with them. That's our goal. So, but we were we've talked a lot excuse me, about just last year's schedule, because I want to look at what we can do to get better and everything. And last year's squad lost 15 games with by 2 runs or less, and so I haven't watched all of those games, but on paper that's not something super overwhelming that we have to change. But just trying to score a few more runs and stay solid with our pitching and our defense, and try to make those changes in the in between. Win some inches, get a few more people on base, and a few more get on, to quote Coach Laird, get on and get around. And so. That's what we're going to try to do. So I think if we can do that, we can really try to minimize those losses that we didn't just score enough run. I think Chelsea, I think there was 5 of her losses were like 2-1 or 1-0 and stuff.
Yeah.
So try to get our pitchers a little bit more offense so that they have some room to just go out and do their thing. So.
And then lastly here, Coach, just what is it going to take to be successful on the season?
Well, we got to stay healthy. I think everybody's got to stay healthy, and we just got to compete. We got to go out. We talk a lot about how to just really compete, and about 85% of the battle in softball is between pitcher and the hitter. So I'm excited about our pitchers because we have depth, and I think they've proven in the past that they can go out and compete with the hitters. But our hitters really need to go out and compete. So I think. Not to put pressure on them, but we're really emphasizing that offensive piece of it, to go out and really compete and never give up. Just have some quality at bats, try to get on base. We don't have to do anything fancy, but just really have good pitch selection, compete against the other teams, get creative, just try to get on base and then get around and put the ball in play. So we're it's a pretty simple concept. Just try to score more runs than the other team, and
yeah.
And the first the piece of that is to try to get on base and have quality at bat. So I think staying healthy and really going out and competing, but having fun as well. I'm a big believer in going out and just enjoying the game and having fun and having high energy, enjoying the people that you're around, and just really enjoying the time that you have when you can compete for our team. And if they can do that, then I think that that'll translate to some wins and expand our season. We want to try to spend as much time together as we can, and if we can get to May and deep in May, then we get to spend more time together. So
thank you for joining me here today for this interview, and make sure you tune in this weekend for their games.